Herbs add so much flavor to our food and wonderful aroma to our house, and they can also be a very decorative item too. Now, at the end of the season, sometimes it's nice to dry some of the things that we don't have over winter, but really most of the herbs that we grow in this area are perennial, so we don't have to dry everything. But I do like sometimes to dry herbs to share with friends. I have friends who are great cooks but just don't happen to have a bay tree in their yard. So a nice bundle of bay laurel leaves with a beautiful bow that matches my friend's decor is always going to be a very welcome gift. And you can tie mixed bundles of herbs. This one has Mexican marigold mint, which dies back in the winter, so I don't have it. So I always like to make sure I have that dried. And I've got rosemary and sage and thyme and a little bit of marigold at the top that will dry beautifully and be colorful in the kitchen. And as these dry, then you'll just pick off some of the lower leaves and use the bundles up in your cooking. Now this is a double swag. I basically made two swags, joined them in the middle, and I've got some gomphrena that is just a wonderful decorative accent. And this one has rosemary and sage and bay laurel. So that's a little bit more difficult to do, but really it's very simple. You're just taking the herbs and bundling, tying with rubber bands. And it's important to use rubber bands because if you use twine or twist ties, the herbs will dry and shrink as they dry, and they'll fall out on the floor. So the rubber bands will contract with the herbs as they shrink. So that's a great way to do that. And then to hide the rubber bands, I just use ribbon, tie a knot in the ribbon, and then I'll put that hanging loop behind and twist the ribbon around a couple of times to hide the rubber band, and then tie it in a knot or a bow, whatever you prefer. And that makes a really wonderful adornment for a bottle of wine or a cookbook that you're giving as a gift, or just tie it on a gift package. And they're wonderful hanging in the home. Now you want to hang them in a place that's got good air circulation and not in a lot of sunlight. Heat and sunlight will tend to fade the essential oils and the colors. So you want to put them in a place that's well ventilated and not too light. And some herbs you could also put on a piece of bamboo or a stick from your garden. So this is a nice little decorative display, and I've put some labels so that it helps a beginning cook who might not know what those are. So that's a fun project for you. Some herbs, though, don't really dry that well in this manner. Something like lemon verbena will tend to curl. It's not terribly attractive, and it's very delicate. It bruises easily, so you very gently can pull the leaves off and dry them on a window screen or a tray or a basket like this, and just very gently stir them. They'll dry within a couple of days to a week or so. You want to wait till they're nice and crispy, and then put them in a container and that's tightly sealed, and those are wonderful to have for tea. Mint is the same way. I tend to dry my mints this way. Another way to do it is to use a dehydrator. So you can put the more delicate things like mint and the lemon verbena in a dehydrator, and it's going to make your house smell fabulous while it's drying. And then those are great to have for tea because mint and lemon verbena, many of these herbs are very full of water. So you have to use a lot of them when you're making tea if you're using fresh. So it's really better for me if I have those, even if I have them in the garden. I prefer to have them dried to make a wonderful tea. So these are some of the hints that you can use to preserve your herb garden and enjoy it all year long and share it with your friends. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey. Thanks for watching.